L is for leopards, all victorious. E is for East High, ever glorious. O is the onward way we prosper. P is for power we gain by the hour. A is ambition spreading o'er us. Our reputation ever glorious. D is defiance, not defeated. S is strength for Old East High. Just a little ditty from the recesses of my mind. How about this one? Woboski Wattendaten, Laudianus. Woboski Wattendaten, Laudianus. Iskabeedly Eaton Deaton, Iskabeedly Otendoten. Woboski Wattendaten, Laudianus. I never did understand what those words meant. How about, hey all you leopards, and the girls say, hey all you leopards, and the boys again, hey all you leopards, and the girls, hey all you leopards, let's have a victory tonight. Fight. Kind of hard to imagine that we did those things back then, but those are some of the memories that this next half hour is all about. Memories of some great years, and for most of us, relatively carefree years. They have to be carefree for us to put on beanies like this and shout all kinds of things about our high school. Has it really been 30 years? Our city back then looked a lot less crowded, and life, well, it seemed a lot simpler. In 1963, we paid less than 30 cents a gallon for gasoline. You could buy a new car for a couple of $1,000s. But remember, a family's average income was only about $5,000. Don't you wish we could ski today for what it cost us back then?
Oh, it just seems like yesterday. We were sitting here on these steps talking. And I think you were throwing softballs to dunk me or something.
That's right. We got to have a replay.
At the carnival.
We elected Jim Orm to lead our student body. Dr. Orm now, father of two. No, he hasn't changed a bit. How about Vice President Pete Lund? The hairline speaks for itself.
I've got four. I've got a girl in the front end and a girl in the back end and twins in the middle. And I named the twins after some good high school friends, Ron and Jim.
Historian Judy Bradley Perry still has that infectious laugh, mother of 10, grandma to 6. And Nikki Booth Ramjaway, our secretary, 3 children and twice a grandmother.
It is definitely changed. I don't remember the track looking quite as nice or anything else. We had bleachers over on to the left. I don't know where they've gone. Oh, on the other side of the field.
We've changed. Our school has changed, and so have the times.
Why don't you tell us what you want and why? And it's a good thing.
I want a replacement for myself for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Now, you go to the hospital for an operation.
Yes.
You've interviewed some housekeepers.
Yes.
You're doing fine. And all of a sudden, the thundering herd come in, and they get out of there before it's too late.
Television had a different look. We watched things mostly in black and white. But some of our favorite movies still are considered classics.
Now, why would he do that? Most peculiar. What on earth?
They're coming! They're coming!
Fuel is go, 4G, 5.5 cabin, oxygen go, all systems are go.
We were sophomores when Alan Shepard became the first American in space. 2 years later, we watched Gordon Cooper circle the Earth 22 times in 34 hours.
The world watched as Cooper went into orbit to complete Uncle Sam's most ambitious space project to date. The last minutes of his flight were fraught with drama. He had to control his capsule manually upon re-entry into the atmosphere. Major Gordon Cooper blazed a path across the heavens and brought glory to the United States.
George Dewey Clyde governed us from the state capitol. Wallace Bennett and Frank Moss served as our senators in Washington. In local news our senior year, 3 pilots on a training flight died when their twin-engine commercial airliner went down in the Great Salt Lake west of Kaysville. It took several days to recover the bodies in sub-zero weather. The year we graduated, an explosion some 3,000 feet deep trapped 23 miners and workers in the Cane Creek potash mine near Moab. The rescue and recovery effort took more than 2 days. 18 men lost their lives. The Little Deer Creek Dam on the North Fork of the Duchesne River gave way on a Sunday morning and cut a 50-mile path of destruction downstream. It killed a 4-year-old boy. And who can forget the day the earth moved, shaking our hilltop school?
I was sitting up in Donald Powelson's physics class on the 3rd floor when we had that earthquake. In October of 62 it was. Yeah, 62.
We lived in the days of Camelot and a president named Kennedy. The year we graduated, he toured the West to promote his conservation policies and stopped in Utah to dedicate a dam.
This great dam, with almost 4 million acre-feet of capacity, will make Salt Lake City grow, even though we are 150 miles from this dam which we now touch.
1963 witnessed the tragedy of our times, the assassination of President John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Not long after his Salt Lake visit, a few months after our graduation, President Kennedy made that fateful trip to Dallas.
As the world and the nation mourned and the country's flags were at half-mast, madness and hate erupted anew in Dallas. Lee Harvey Oswald was being held as the alleged assassin. The police had the murder weapon and, they said, conclusive evidence to convict Oswald. As Oswald was being transferred from the city jail, a man moved forward with a gun.
He's been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot.
The assassination of President Kennedy made 1963 an unforgettable year. But so did a speech delivered during a massive civil rights march in the nation's capital.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. Ba 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 Come, let's stroll across the floor.
The music of the early 60s in many ways reflected the innocence of our lives. The assassinations, Vietnam, even the Beatles' greatest popularity were still to come.
On fire, you must stay alive. Smoke gets in your eyes.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock.
I loved the dances. I just remember the one where I went with my date and I didn't see him until the very last dance. Now, was that memorable? It was.
It was fun.
He just wanted to dance with all the girls. Oh no, he danced with all the girls. We just switched partners the whole time.
You gonna tell us who it was?
The guy I married. Can you believe that?
The thing that I recall most vividly about and it's just embedded in this brain of mine, is Pete and Richard Elgren leaning their heads out the window and pulling cars over with their sirens.
That was...
Oh my goodness, they did. They pulled cars over.
We'll be right inside. camping. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The most memorable evening, I think, was the, and this was not a date, this was a, I don't know, a gathering, was the night that we painted the Highland Rock red. And that was before our football game with Highland, and Highland had just beaten Olympus. And after we got finished painting it red, these guys from Olympus came by and were up above us, and they splashed green paint all the way down that rock.
When the clock strikes 12, we'll cool off and start rocking around the clock again. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
I think a lot of the athletic activities, the basketball teams and the football teams, I remember those very fondly. I remember against Highland, our senior year, we chose that as our homecoming game. Some people didn't think we could win it, but we chose it as our homecoming game, and they put bleachers all around this field, and we had over 6,000 people watching that football game here.
There was great school spirit, though. I mean, when you compare that to the high school games I've been to since, there really was a lot of school spirit.
Anybody that's at West still thinks Martinez's field goal went under the goalpost, too. You can't talk to anybody of 63 that thinks that it went over.
Well, that group of guys lost 2 football games in 3 years, and got beat by Highland as sophomores our first year, and then we lost our last football game against Twilla. Those were the only games we lost in 3 years.
In the other glamour sport, East athletes continued their winning ways. 6 wins and 2 losses in preseason. Then victories over Olympus, Highland, Granite, Skyline. But then the Leopards fell to West. We resumed our winning ways by beating South and continued to win during the second round of region play, losing again only to arch rival West. Despite the West losses, East won the region title and entered the state tournament in search of the school's first state basketball title. We beat Orem in a nip-and-tuck battle and barely slipped by Provo in a low-scoring game. But that would be as far as we'd go. Jordan put an end to our title hopes, though we rebounded to wallop Bingham for 3rd place in the state tournament. Our friend Dave Giles made the all-state team. Rounding out our athletic accomplishments our senior year, the track men won the region championship but faltered at the state meet and ended up back in the pack. The baseball team compiled a 7-5 record. That placed them in 3rd place in region. Our swimmers challenged Tooele for the state championship, but in the end we settled for 2nd. The wrestlers squirmed their way to 2nd place in Region 3, and 5 mat men qualified for state.
I probably like the academics the best.
That was a paid advertisement.
Yeah.
Sure, Pete. We all love the academic side of high school life. Not. But some did. 9 Eastsiders became National Merit semifinalists, and 2, Jim Orm and Jordan Luke, were named National Merit Scholars. Our Sterling Scholars represented us well, with Rosie Bodenheimer winning in the English and Literature category.
I know that at that time, the peer group was a very capable group of people, and I went away and did a lot of things, but some of the people that I remember most vividly in terms of their ability were right here in East High School. Really a remarkably capable student body, I thought.
We love you, Conrad. Oh, yes, we do.
We love you, Conrad, and we'll be true. When you're not near us, we're blue. Oh, Conrad, we love you.
We hate you, Conrad. Oh, yes, we do.
No, this isn't us doing Bye Bye Birdie. Our version is lost in the passing of years. But who's to say our performance wasn't just as good as the movie?
Oh, yes, we do.
We don't hate anyone as much as you.
When you're not near us, we're blue. Oh, Conrad.
Oh, Conrad,
we love you.
I think probably one of my most enjoyable time was the music part of school. I enjoyed that a lot.
Sweet was the joy, Kenworth was tolling, sweet were the bells in the valley below.
The musical organizations did play a big role in our lives. The talented orchestra, the band, the dance band, the ensembles, the senior chorale, the madrigals, and of course the a cappella choir under direction of the one and only Lorraine Bowman.
Shines a star and cold though the winter night, glimmer the bells in the valley below. So early each morning my way my dainty guiding my heart to the bells in the valley below.
Friendships are based on being involved with people in those things, and so we really enjoyed that time that we shared.
263 we dedicate our song. We learned our pride and honor guarded by our red and right. Tradition too has marked the path as we have gone along.
I think you're so idealistic, and you think that it's going to be so easy, or maybe life was so good then, and it's sure a lot different.
Things are not the way you plan them when you're young. There's no blueprint. I have done a lot of the things that I wanted to do, and there are many things that I haven't done that I've wanted to do and haven't been able to accomplish.
Our hearts recalling memories will keep our friendships true. Always each time we'll love thee.
Yes, it has been 30 years since we walked those halls and climbed these stairs. And before we know it, it'll be 40 years, and then 50 years. You know that song Jim Orm sang at our farewell assembly in 1963 becomes more profound with each passing year.
Know something, but don't say nothing.
I barely made it through Old Man River. It's a beautiful song, but it certainly brings tears.
On